When I was a kid, my mom always told me to study hard and excel in the exam. It is so crucial until the point that she wants me to spend most of my time studying instead of doing other kinds of stuff. I remember she told me that. She said, it's a waste of time to spend time on video games or other stuff than studying. Since then, I've always told myself study is everything. It's a turning point for me to achieve my desired life in the future. That's how I was immersed with this ideology. Have you ever perceived by your mom with the statement just now? In your point of view, do you ever doubt yourself because of spending too much time on studying? Do you think it's a waste of time? Everyone said that study itself is the key to unlock the future you desire. It's also being said that the education is everything. It has the power to change one's life. It's the core for someone to achieve their life goal. There is no doubt that study is important for university students. People who believe it spend most of their time in studying, yet some argue about this statement as university students should spend or involve themselves in other activities like co-curriculum. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and my most honorable Miss Leoni. It's a great pleasure to be here today. Now, I want to share the reasons why university students should spend more time on studying rather than doing other stuff, which are students' grade will be affected, time is spent more beneficially, and have a better job opportunity in the future. The first reason is students' grade will be affected. Students will be able to get a better result by spending more time on studying. It's a result of putting more effort into studying after all. You see, usually life is all about having fun and enjoying to the utmost throughout the entire journey. One get to hang out with friends, watch movies, or even do part-time job while studying at university. However, in reality, the students need to perform well in their study, especially for those who entitled for scholarship. Peer pressure is obviously present in order to continue to get financial support from the scholarship. The students have to make sure the CGPA is maintained at the requirement rate for the sake of not being expelled from the scholarship. This makes them a bus schedule the whole day, with juggling tons of study work in a day. Just imagine, he or she has to do assessment, assignment, revision for any upcoming quiz or exam in the future, or even need to catch up the syllabus or else you'll be left out from the class. This surely makes them need to spend more time on studying rather than doing things like other stuff. Student attention will be attracted too. Students are not able to fully focus on the main thing, which is the study. You see, if a student spends too much time on extracurriculum, he or she will be easily distracted because the focus point right now is on other piece of stuff instead of studying. Here is where the problem kicks in. Our brain only works in a way to focus on a thing once at a time, which means doing two stuffs together have eventually disrupted the student's focus. Students easily tend to ignore and overlook this part, as they have not the understanding how the brain fully functioning works. According to the Rock, attention itself that changes the brain. This being said because our brains is noisy and chaotic when it's resting. When a student pays close attention to something, the brain will work magically, fine-tuning it, or like playing a piece of music, but bring the orchestra together. This is the first reason. Now, I'd like to move on to the second reason, which is time is spent more beneficially. Overspending time on other things is a waste of time. There is a limited amount of time in a day for the student to spend. There are only 24 hours in a day. Based on the data collected in 26 countries, the average sleeping time for university students is around 7.07 hours. A person roughly spends 2 hours of eating times a day, 6 hours of lecture class, 2 hours for leisure. There only remain around 7 hours a day for them or us to spend, however we like. Indeed, a student may spend partial of their time doing like things like hobbies, exercise, watching YouTube videos, or doing any other things they like. Anyhow, one may not exit spending too much time on other things. Instead, spend more time on study. A really great move to fully utilize the remaining 7 hours will be preparing a timetable or schedule. One may allocate 4 hours for study, and the rest is up to them on how they spend it. Thus, students are able to spend more time on studying and doing other activities in the day, respectively, according to the schedule prepared ahead. As one said, one stone kills two birds. Over-exit spending time on other things is a waste of energy as well. The students will no longer have the energy to keep up the study if they involve themselves too much time on other things. It is not wrong for university students to get themselves involved into extracurriculum. And I personally can't deny that extracurriculum is bad. Extra skills such as knowledge can be learned through participating in those activities that are out of a university book syllabus. For instance, a university students may get to know skills and gain more friends by participating in the activities. Skills such as problem solving, video editing, and delivering speech can be also gained through involvement into the activities. However, imagine spending too much time on activities. What the consequences will be? For sure, the students will feel exhausted because of spending too much energy into it. In the end, a student will lose energy to study and not be able to keep up themselves with the syllabus. All the energy is drained into doing activities. The exam grade might be affected as well. Students will not be able to stay focused on the class if spend too much time on other matters. Another circumstance is if the students see class activities are much more important than study, they will eventually fall into the trap of being unable to fulfill the study tasks. You see, the students will be seeking for the class activities after class. This makes them unable to stay focused all the time during the lecture class is conducted. I have heard that some rumors students might even need to brainstorm and forced to stay up late for the class activities that consume lots of energy and time. Surely for the next day, the students will be in a very tiring mood. Hence, usually students may easily fall asleep, or worst case scenario, unable to finish the assignment given on time. In the meantime, the students may leave out from the syllabus as well. The third reason is having a better job opportunity in the future. A fresh graduate student will have more job choice in the future because of having a better grade. Fresh graduate students are able to choose the job they're interested in that has a better offer than others. Having said that, better result led to a better job opportunity. A students able to make the choice by selecting the best option that suits them based on passion. That being said, education means having a better chance to pursue own passion. I believe all of you agree with this statement. Like for instance, a student from degree or accounting with a better grade has vast and diverse of job choices out there in the market for he or she to choose. The student may apply to the top accounting firm available out there within the nation or even out of Malaysia. This being said, as a university student has the power to select the best job out of all the opportunity available. Things go vice versa to the people who without the university certificate or achieve a lower grade. Ask yourself, who doesn't want a higher paid rate with just a minimum of work that needs to be done? Besides, students able to get higher pay because of having higher education. We are living in a competitive world with lots of competitors present in the surrounding. We are living in a pyramid-based social. In this modernization era where the upper class is at the top, or also called as a predator. By having a better job, one will have a better life. Based on Florida National University, They realize getting a degree will be the smartest investment when it comes to looking for a long-term goal career. The higher the education level, the higher the wages received by the candidates. People with higher education will tend to have a higher pay because of the better qualification compared to the others who haven't attended university at all. For example, a fresh graduate university student who gets higher level education, PhD, will have higher wages because of the higher status compared to other candidates. This indicates how transparent this matter is, as it is just a cert and level application different from the others. This also shows that study is important for university students as a foundation of their future life. Above all are all the reasons students should spend more time on studying rather than doing other stuff. All in all, we can't unmistakably see that university students should spend more time on studying rather than doing other things. It comes with the reason like I mentioned above. Students will be affected, time is spent more beneficially, and students will have a better job opportunity in the future. In this reality world, we can undoubtedly prove that we are living in a very competitive world. Everyone is trying their best, rushing one another to achieve the best way of life they wanted to. And needless to say, such facts apply to university students as well, because university consists of different types of people from different places all around the corner of the world or nation. University students should spend their time wisely by balancing study time and leisure time. However, I believe spending more time on studying isn't a bad thing at all. After all, the future of life of students lies in all the effort and time that one has put into studying. The more time you spend on studying, the better the outcome will be. And the result is guaranteed granted in the future. I would like to end with a quote from Lee Wing. He said, "The more time you spend contemplating what you should have done, you lose valuable time planning what you can and will do. So, start now before it's too late." That's all from me.